warm welcome to you, everyone, wherever you may be watching. This is Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimaloe in Abuja. Tonight, we'll be getting some reactions on the development in Rivers State. There's been local government elections over the weekend, and there has been back and forth legal tussle over that election. It held, those who won in that election have been sworn in, albeit there are those who disagree with the process. But then what happened on Monday became a sort of a climax in all of the scenario which played out, and accusing fingers are already been pointed. The governor has already set up a panel to probe what has happened. Tonight we'll be getting this to hear from Governor Wike, the Minister of the FCT. So sit tight, everyone. We'll be hearing from him in all of the development in the state tonight. But first and foremost, let's check out some of your political roundup stories. Everyone, it appears that there's some decisive actions, a legal one, it looks to me, and some in one way administrative that have been taking on the attacks we saw on 3 local government areas of Rivers State yesterday. So the governor, Sim Fubara, today pledged that the incident, unlike previous cases, will not be ignored or swept under the carpet, as his administration will collaborate with security agencies to identify the perpetrators and hold them accountable. Today, the government had set up a judiciary of inquiry into the arson, killings, and other forms of violence that occurred in the state yesterday. The move was after Equere, Eleme, and Emoa local government council secretariats were set ablaze. Take a listen to Governor Fubara on that.
It has become very clear that rather than get close to the path of peace, that this state is gradually turning to, would I say, a kingdom where law and order are no longer the order of the day. And we can't fold our hands and allow such a thing to happen. So I've decided to take this action to find out the immediate and remote causes of this, and most importantly, no matter the personality involved, we must bring them to book.
All right, tonight we'll delve into the ongoing political crisis in Rivers State, a situation that has escalated dramatically with the recent destruction of the 3 council offices. This shocking event underscores the deep-seated tensions and rivalries that have gripped the region, prompting Governor Sim Fubara to take a stand against the perpetrator, just as you heard him today. Well, in a surprising move, the governor has reached out to former Governor Wike on this program yesterday. He's urging him to set aside their differences for the sake of the people and the stability of governance in Rivers State. Well, as tensions continue to rise, we explore the implications of this crisis and the community and the urgent need for dialogue and reconciliation amidst an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty. I'm now being joined live by a former Rivers State Governor and Minister of the FCT, Wike. He's live with us here in our studio. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Sean, very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Let me quickly, before I allow you to be able to react to what the government said in terms of the panel, but what happened in your state was less than honorable yesterday, the destruction of those local government offices. What, in your own assessment, as a leader in the state, of what happened yesterday?
Well, there's no decent person, no person who believes in the peace and stability of any nation will say that you want to support violence, will say that you want to support destruction, will say that you don't want people to live in harmony. But what is important is that when there's violence, when there's instability, it is for you to ask question. What has led to that violence? What has led to instability? What has led to destruction? If at all, it's very key. I've said, I was a governor. I've always obeyed the rule of law. You heard the governor said that our state is turning to a state of anarchy where people do not obey the rule of law, where people do not obey the rule of law. What is obeying rule of law? You must respect. You must obey the judgment of courts. You must not take the law into your hands. It doesn't matter how you see that judgment. The moment you don't obey court judgment, you're inviting anarchy. You're inviting violence. Was that destruction done before now? Shall we leave your phone and listen to me?
I'm listening to you. I need to go through my question line.
The point we are making is that a governor came out on national television, not local television, to tell the world, I will not obey court judgment.
Did he say that?
Yes. In fact, to crown it all, he said there was no way in the judgment that the court said the letter should not hold. He went as far as to say, I do not need police before I conduct an election. I do not need security agencies before I conduct an election. I don't need the protection of life and property. When somebody says, I don't need police, what are you saying? I'm inviting violence. Hoodlums will take an opportunity. Saying police will not be involved.
But it seems that you are misinterpreting what the government said.
Not misinterpreting. Yeah. No, not misinterpreting. You heard him say, I do not need police before I conduct election.
Because they withdrew police from the house here.
Fine. What is the function of police? What is the function of state security? To provide security so that hoodlums cannot take advantage and do bad. And you are saying, you can go. I don't care about it. I don't care about it. In that case, who is the perpetrator of that violence? Who?
Are you blaming the governor for the violence that...
It is not about blaming. Governor is the architect of the violence.
But you have been blamed. Your accusing fingers have been pointed at you. No. There are those... I mean, if you heard some of the social media videos that came up, and those who are saying, no Wike, no rivers, and those who are destroying the property, and you... I mean, well, there are people, there are faces, and these are those who are called the pro-Wike supporters in Rivers State. So that have been pointed out as to have caused that mayhem yesterday.
You saw them causing the mayhem?
Destroying the properties?
No, what I'm saying, you saw them causing mayhem.
They're caught on tape.
They're caught on tape.
I mean, you will see some of them. You see some of those, their faces, where they are smashing tables.
No. The point is, those faces you saw smashing are those who are my supporters.
Those who were chanting were the ones who would say, no Wike, no rivers.
How will I go to my business? You saw me, I was in Abuja. I never went to anywhere.
But if your supporters have been linked to an event like that, what would you say to them?
If I know my supporters, I will condemn it. I'm not
Are you able to condemn what happened yesterday? Because some of those who were said to have matched those venues were those who were said to be your supporters who were saying no Wike, no rivers.
See, let's not change the narrative. What was said is this. Yeah, Governor said people do not want to obey the rule of law, obey all law and order. What is law and order? What are people saying? Obey court judgment. Listen, so that we don't change the narrative. Obey court judgment. All of you presented yourself to the court. All of you brought your legal representation, your lawyers, senior advocates of Nigeria. And the matter was argued. And the court came up with judgment that by my own view, by my own opinion, I think this is what is supposed to be done. And therefore, I hereby say, you should do this, you should do that. Fine. That's called judgment. We want order. You heard the president say the judiciary can settle all political disputes. And those who went to court, what did they do for judiciary to settle disputes? And you came out as a governor to say, no, this is a fraudulent judgment, accusing judiciary of being fraudulent. I will not obey this judgment. I will go ahead and do what I'm trying to do. In that case, who is inviting violence? Who is inviting anarchy? You heard him say, our state is turning to where people do not want to obey law and order. What is law and obeying of law and order? Obey what the court has said. This country is a country where you see people trying to use opportunity because Wike is here. I have a grouse against Wike. I want to settle that grouse. This is the only way I can do it. You forget that it's not about Wike. It's about society. It's about state. It's about our nation. If today a court gives a judgment, not an order, a judgment, and say, look, this is what to be done. You have gone on appeal. You went on appeal, which means you are aware that there was a judgment against this, and you have gone on appeal. You don't want to be patient to follow the due process. Let appeal come up to say this and that and that. You come out of national television and say, I will not obey. It's a fraudulent judgment. I have never seen that in my life, where anybody can come out because judgment is against you or it's not in your favor. You attack an institution to say it's fraudulent. It's not only, look at just what has happened. INEC said, we will comply with the court judgment. What did they do? That the REC, the Resident Electoral Commissioner, who acted on behalf of his office, he should be removed. Why? Because he said, look, we are going to comply with court judgment. Police said, look, we are party to this suit. The court has stopped us, and therefore, we are going to comply with judgment. He said, no, get out. I don't care. You don't need to. DSS was stopped. I said, look, you don't do this. We are not in a lawless society. And I feel so bad today. Nigerians, I hear a lot of people who say, nobody should derail democracy. Let us ask ourselves, who is derailing democracy? Who intends to derail democracy? Is it the man who said law and order, judgment of court should not be respected? Is it the one promoting democracy? All of us today are saying, I have heard former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, I've heard former President of the Goodluck Jonathan saying about the derailment of democracy. Atiku said, oh, I praise Fubara for standing up tall. He's standing up tall to say court judgment should not be respected. That is, Nigeria will think tomorrow will grow.
Governor Wike, let me. I mean, you are a member. You are a life bencher. You are a very senior member of the Nigerian bar, and so there are fundamental issues.
Yeah.
What this judgment that you're talking about?
Yes.
How do you see it as a legal practitioner that a court is stopping a major institution of state from performing its constitutional duty?
Yes.
Police is being asked not to perform its duty. DSS is being asked not to perform its duty. What do you make of that kind of situation?
No. The court said you cannot support an illegal act.
He said not provide security.
Yeah, because it is illegal. What is the problem? If you have seen the judgment, what did the court say? What did the court say? The court said, listen, INEC, you are the custodian of voters' register. It is the INEC register that you must use in conducting any election in Nigeria, be it local or general election. And that in conduct of election, I have heard where people say, Supreme Court said, we should go and do election. Supreme Court didn't say, go and do election tomorrow. What Supreme Court said, you cannot continue to say that you want to set up a caretaker committee when you know that the tenure of those who are there will be expiring so time. Therefore, you must set up a process to conduct the election. It's not as if you are not aware that the tenure of Shehu Okumbaloyo will expire so time. For you to be able to now start the process according to law to conduct that election. You refuse. Because this country is a country where anybody can do anything and go free. And all you do when you do that, you fall back to social media to carry blackmail, to carry propaganda, without telling the people this is what happened.
The question.
No, I just want to answer a question. I'm just coming to answer a question. You said stopping institutions from doing their lawful duty. That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm coming.
Yeah.
And I'm saying nobody stopped. What they said, you cannot stop, and you cannot be part of an illegal act. You must comply with the provisions of law. This thing these people want to do is illegal.
So someone can wake up tomorrow morning and stop a presidential election. That is the
no, that is not. No, it's not correct. It's not correct. That's why I said, listen to me. Let me just so you will know. What is the problem? People come to say, Supreme Court said do election. Supreme Court says, look, you cannot set up caretaker. You must conduct election. In conduct of election, or conducting election, does not mean you not follow due process. What is the due process? There must be a time. You must give notice for election. You must publicize that this is the time we'll do election. And the APC went to court. Listen, you did not follow due process by law. You did not follow it. And you must follow it. And if you don't want to follow it, INEC, you should not release this because this is in contravention. This is in violation of the law. Have they done bad? And police, look, your duty is to make sure things are done in accordance with the law. If these people say they want to go on with this, you cannot participate. It's illegal. And the court made it clear that, look, INEC cannot. Let them go and comply with what the law says. If they comply, go ahead. The court didn't say you can never do it.
Let me ask you,
yes.
What do you make of the jurisdiction of a federal high court in a local government election?
No. That's not the problem people have. What is the issue? The issue is about INEC. Don't release voters register. Police, don't be part of it. SSS, do not be part of it. These are federal agencies. You cannot go to the state high court. You have to go to federal high court. And that is why they went to federal high court. No state high court can try any matter or preside over any matter that INEC is involved. So they went to federal high court where they know they have the decision to INEC should be there. Police is that they're all federal agencies. So they went to federal high court. And they're right.
If you look at it on the flip side, there are conflicting orders from Court of Coordinate Jurisdiction in Rivers State.
No, it's not correct. Let me tell you. And that is why people should get the facts clear. In July, this matter was filed in July. The Attorney General was sued on behalf of the Rivers State government. INEC was sued. Inspector General was sued. The State Secretary was sued in July. In July, the plaintiff's lead lawyer is one of the renowned lawyers we have in this country, J.B. Daudu, SAN. The other parties have their own, like Femi Falana and all of them, senior advocates, we're all involved.
That is Justice Lifu Scott.
Yes.
The Federal High Court judgment that
Yes.
was delivered on, and the register stamped it on in September.
No. You are talking. No, see, you're making a mistake. I'm coming. You're talking about State High Court now.
No. It's the same.
You're talking about coordinate jurisdiction.
The order you are talking about was an order that was. Let me go to the final page because it's a full judgment, which you have the hard copy.
Yes, that's the Federal High Court.
That's the Federal
High Court. You are asking about court. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
So that's what I'm explaining to you. I said, look, this matter came up at the Federal High Court. You asked me, why should they dive into it? Then you talk about coordinate jurisdiction. And I said, look, this matter, they sued the Attorney General, who represents Rivers State government. They sued Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, who is supposed to conduct the to receive the voters register from INEC. They are to receive the voter register. The reason why they sued them there was because they are to receive the voter register to conduct the election. Without the voter register, you cannot conduct local government election. So this matter was filed in July. Arguments were had, and the court reserved judgment. Now you went and sued yourself.
Who are you talking about here?
No, I'm coming. The APP that they declared that won sued themselves, sued the governor and their cronies, sued the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, who was a party in the Federal High Court. Now, they refused to defend it. Of course, you know, they refused to defend it. Look, we're already before the Federal High Court. It's a game. The Attorney General is in that Federal High Court. Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission is in that Federal High Court. Then APP went to the State High Court to sue the same government, Rivers State government, that's already before the Federal High Court, to sue the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission that's already before the Federal High Court, and then got an order on the 4th or 5th of September and kept it. Then now, judgment of Federal High Court, before the judgment, when they would have given them notice, the judgment will be tomorrow or next tomorrow. Then I came, we have an order from the State High Court. Now let me tell you, you say you gave INEC directive. INEC is not a party to the suit. How can you give INEC a party that is not a party, a party that's not in the suit? You gave IG order, it's not in the suit. You gave DSS order, it's not in the suit. They're not parties to the suit.
So you are saying that the State High Court should not have entertained that matter in the first place. Is that what you're saying?
First of all, it's not possible. How can you give order to people who are not parties to the suit? Is it possible? And in any case, which is the later time? The later judgment, which is a judgment, not interlocutory injunction, not ex parte injunction, a judgment of court, well considered, no matter how wrong it is. And that's what the appellate court, and that's what they have appealed. Why not be patient and see what the appellate court will do? That the judge was wrong. And the appellate court said, look, the judge, you are wrong. And that's why we have appellate court. We don't take laws into our hands to say, because this judge gave this.
Governor Wike, there are those who believe that you know the game, that there was a deadline and a timeline upon which local council elections should have been conducted. That all what is going on is for you to hold the Rivers State government in such a way that the federal government had given them deadline, upon which time we are not going to give the local government funds any longer. And the governor has said that is the plan that you and your friends are making, so that the Rivers State government and the local council are going to be held down without funds.
I take exception to the fact, first of all, I don't know how they decided with the federal government, how the federal government worked out that arrangement with them. I'm not a party to it, so I do not know about that. I don't work in the office of the Attorney General of the Federation. I didn't go to court. APC went to court. They went to court in July. Right? This is October. This is October. You see, the problem we have is that in most cases, when you don't have good lawyers doing your work, you blame the judges. If you've wrote the judgment, which I think you should have,
I have read the judgment.
Fine. 9 preliminary objections. 9 preliminary objections. From July. Look at the judge took all the 9 preliminary objections, considered them, and gave his opinion. And then went into the substantive matter. What's my business? Is it okay, even if I know the game as a political strategy? Yes. What's wrong with that? Assuming as a political strategy.
Are you saying you don't know? You are not aware of all the gimmicks that is going on?
What
Because they say you are the one behind all of this.
Oh,
you are the one behind the APC. You are the one behind PDP.
Yeah, okay.
The inside PDP and the outside PDP.
Yeah.
That you hold all of those structures.
You mean you must be a superpower? You must be a Superman. Then you must be a Superman.
Is Tony Okocha not your man?
How is he my man?
Is he not your friend?
They fought me against the governorship election. So how is he my man?
So those who are saying that you are the one who is responsible for bringing Tony Okocha, they are wrong.
How could I have gone to bring Tony Okocha who's in the APC?
You are denouncing your friend then?
He's my friend does not mean that I brought him to APC.
They say he's your political, you are your political friend that you have used.
But he fought me
to hold the structure.
Hold on. He fought me in governorship election, but he's my friend.
So you fought the APC, but now you are working with them in the presidential election?
No, I didn't fight with them. I said for presidential election, I'm going to support equity, fairness, and justice. And in the other one, I'm going to support my party. And that's why we won governorship, National Assembly election. But for presidential, I have no apologies because I don't believe in against injustice. I don't believe something is not equity. I don't believe that you will not allow other people to participate. Today, people say, oh, discipline Wike. He did anti-party. Hold on. I did not do anti-party. I said, we must stand for equity, fairness, and justice. Today, what happened? The governor is the one who sponsored the APP. The chairman of Governors Forum, Bala Mohammed, was the one who attended the swearing of the APP chairman. So what is all the hula bally? What's all the cry? Wike. I said, I am not going to support injustice. And I have no apologies to render to anybody. Because in our party, the PDP party, this is what we have said that we are going to do. And getting to this period, he refused. And I said, okay, if you refuse, I will also not agree to this. And I have no regrets at all.
That's the grievance the likes of Austin Opara has against you.
Oh, no. It's
when they believe that the reason why they fell out with you and their group is the fact that you were not going to stand with the party.
Okay, let me tell you, that's the what I call political illiterates when they make that kind of statement. They're political illiterates. Let me tell you, I don't blame Austin Opara. How do you beat a child and say he should not cry? In 2006-07, he wants to run as governor of Rivers State. We belong to the same group with Amechi that time. We supported Austin Opara to go to be deputy speaker at the National Assembly to protect and support Amechi's ambition. He developed an ambition to be governor. We said, no, you will not. We will not allow that. This is not what we agreed. Yes, it's correct. We said, no, that's not what we agreed. He said, why should you betray us? Why we supported you to be deputy speaker? Was to go and stay in Abuja and protect our interests so that we can produce a governor for Amechi. I'm getting here. People now came to speak to him how he's qualified to be a governor. And then he started governorship and governor. It was okay. By the grace of God, he did not become. In 2014-15, I was one instrumental who fought with Amechi on the structure of PDP. Yes, it's correct. And we won to the structure of the party PDP. Amechi left for APC. Austin Opara forgot who was in charge and this and that. I had him on television when he said, Jonathan, the wife, this is I don't want to go into that.
But weren't they also responsible for your emergence?
No, please let
Would you not accord those respects to the likes of Patient Jonathan and Goodluck Jonathan?
I have always never wanted to go into that. It will be unfair before Almighty God. I will say that Patient Jonathan never supported me. It will be unfair. I don't have that blood to say somebody who supported me is not supported. I will not.
Let's say in part, that family made you politically.
No, that will not be right.
Jonathan made you minister.
No,
Patient Jonathan supported you to be governor.
Listen. You must give credit to Jonathan that he appointed me as a minister. You must give the credit. And I worked for it. I did. Nobody can say I was a sleeping minister. No, it's not correct. But the truth of the matter, Patient Jonathan supported me. And I have always said that. But when he said, when I watched us no prayer, when I watched us, I laughed. What happened? He wanted to be governor at the same time. They told him to go. He cannot. As of 2015, we want somebody who can withstand Amechi to stand for governor. They told him you don't have what it takes. Yes, he knows that. I have never one day come out on national television to say Jonathan, Mrs. Jonathan never supported my neighbor, and I will not do that. And that would be ingratitude to the latter. I won't do that. Now, in 2023, Osnopra wants to be governor. This is one of he was the one who said, I cannot serve a master and serve a servant. Who is the servant? Fubara, according to him. We sent the chairman of Elders Forum. We sent the chairman of the party that Desmond Akawo, Ambassador Desmond Akawo, and the governor himself today to go and talk to Osnopra, plead with him to support you. Osnopra told him, I will not serve master and serve servant. Right? Because I said I was not going to support him for governor. So the issue of parting way with me is not because of Atiku. It's not correct. Totally not correct. What happened? Because he lost that opportunity of becoming governor, and then there was this problem. All they did was to gang up, to go and support Atiku, which I said fair for me. So we will now know who is in charge, who is on ground, and we beat them mercilessly. In terms of the election, they couldn't even do campaign. They didn't get 10%, that's a PDP state. So if Osnopra is saying this, what do you expect? You beat a child such a way, you won't cry. I can see what is happening to them. It is the same servant. He's serving now. It's the same boy that said all of them were claiming they cannot serve the boy. I have no regrets. As far as I'm concerned, to the glory of God, I did what I did for the interest of the state, for the state to move forward. And I've said it severally, whether anybody wants it or not, likes it or not, is that, you see, there are a lot of people who you cannot attest to their character. And I feel so bad in this country. And that's why people say, politicians. No, I don't agree. Politics is what exposes people. Politics is what tells you who characters these people are.
Let's take a pause.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of issues as to you and Governor Fubara, because Governor Fubara told me yesterday that he has knelt down for you severally. What else do you want from him? Well, I would like to know that when we come back from this break, everyone. Join us again. Thank you so much, everyone. Welcome back to the conversation. Let's get back to the conversation with the former River State Governor and Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike. Thank you so much indeed for your time. You mentioned the issue of character. And if you bring the issue of character, those who will point a kissing finger at Governor Wike, you are the same person you said you do not like godfatherism. And there are moments when you have said it in the past that you will not disturb Sim Fubara if you leave office. That in fact you said that you don't want to be minister. So when you talk about politics and character, There are those who will say today, you are not preaching what you are acting.
No, why have I said that? I said that my sole aim of supporting President is not that I want to be a minister.
What about the issue of godfatherism?
What is godfatherism? What is godfatherism?
You said if he becomes governor, you will leave him alone.
Have I not left him alone?
You have not.
How?
He has accused you that he has knelt down to you severally. There are those who will be asking the question, what else do you want from
What
him?
did he kneel down for me for?
It was between you and him.
No, he's not asking me. Look, first of all, I deny that fact.
I did not kneel down.
Never. But that again, why should you kneel down? What offense did you commit? Did you commit an offense to kneel down? If you knelt down, what are you kneeling down for? It's not correct. The point I'm making, by the intervention of Mr. President, and I say, look, Mr. President cannot, as a father of the nation, cannot come and call you and say, look, this should be done, this should be done, this should be done. And we said, okay, Mr. President, we are going to comply. And we did comply. And then you started playing tricks. You say, this is not the way things are. If that is the case, okay, we're out of it.
But Minister Wike, just for a moment, because what you are talking about now is that some Rivers elders are unhappy that you are still holding on to Governor Fubara politically and you're not allowing him to act. And since you mentioned that matter, let me play this for you.
Okay.
This is when you are talking about successor and how you will not play godfatherism.
Yes.
We've seen successors turn against their predecessors in politics.
Yes, yeah.
Would you be worried if that happens to you?
Why? Is he serving me? Was he born to serve me? He was born to serve the state. The problem we have, or leaders have, is that look, you succeeded in supporting the person to be in office, right? What you did is it for him to fail or to succeed. You want to come into your house to be taking orders. You want your wife to go into time, look, this is what I want to do, what. No. You see, once you have left office, you give yourself that respect. I say, I have done my own. If he wants my advice, it's okay. If he doesn't want my advice, it's okay. But for me to begin from day to day, telling you must do this, you must do that, that is not acceptable. That's why people fail. They get, oh, you know, after I did this, see what you have done. Okay. It's one time to send me to jail.
So you were the one who said that you were going to leave him alone.
Yes.
Why are you leaving him alone?
What is the problem? And that's what I've said. What have I done that contradicts what I said there? Has Fubara ever told you, I said, come and be giving me money? Has he come and told you that I said, I should do this and this I refuse to do, and I'm not happy?
So what exactly is the problem?
The point is that he had a problem. He plotted a coup to remove the Speaker of the State House of Assembly. And the thing boomeranged against him.
So it's not between you, it's not a personal political issue.
Listen,
it's not about demand and supply.
Demand of what? Of what?
Of resources.
No, please. By the grace of
because
God.
That's what politics.
No, a lot. Sharon, by the grace of God today, I'm the Minister of FCT. I have my own budget, I control. So what is that? Has he ever told you, I said, go and bring me this one naira, and he said no, and that's why I'm fighting him.
But he said that
to tell you that I meant well, and I said it here, it's for you to make insults. When I was leaving, in the executive council, first of all, I brought him to start learning about executive council meetings when he was governor-elect. I didn't have that opportunity. I brought him. 2, I was one on the executive council approved the ring road. I took him to Germany, the headquarters of Jonas Berger. I said, look, you will make your second tenure easy if you concentrate and finish this ring road. I was the one. I was the one who said, look at this project, look at this project, look at this project. See where we have stopped. Make sure if you continue with the project and finish them, nobody will contest election against if I didn't mean well. I
So, but what he said that today that he is willing to allow for peace, that is up to you.
Who told you that? See, that's the problem.
No, he said, the governor said yes, that it's up to you.
The problem, no. First of all, up to me how? First of all, what do I want? I've told you here severally, what is the problem? What has led to all these people are talking about? Let me tell you the thing. First of all, APC went to court. I didn't go to court. God gave judgment. You say you will not obey judgment. And people say, you are seated here as a governor who's supposed to uphold the rule of law. You come out openly with impunity. You will not obey court judgment. If anything you want to do, you will do, nothing will happen. It's not my business. So who is the one laying foundation? You see, that's the problem I've asked. Tell me the simple truth. And it is in this country I've seen that because of peculiar things. So we always say there'll be a debate between the Republicans and the Democrats. And we're all interested. All interested. Why? Why? So, Supreme Court was to give judgment about Trump matter. Everybody was waiting. What will Supreme Court of America, United States say? They came up and said, look, this is this, this is that. You never had anybody say, we will not agree to what Supreme Court said. You never had anybody say, it's a fraudulent judgment. I will not obey it. You never had that. You never had it. It's only in our own country where we are excited about what's going to happen, what is happening in another country. But we're not excited about how we can. So say, look, we must obey in order not to bring fire to Wike.
Let me ask you quickly. For the sake of peace, what in your own power do you think can be done?
Obey. The rule of law is the only thing that can bring peace.
And you think that it's up to Governor Fubara?
It is in.
Listen, in your own power,
can I tell you?
What do you think? This political crisis, because it's affecting governors in the state.
No.
And for those who are saying that, Governor Wike, you've had your time in the state, allow this man to run his government.
It's not correct. I stood in that state. Look, who is fighting him? Shehu, have you forgotten that from 2015 to 2019 to 2023, I had it rough with federal government? Yes.
Is this the reason why you're fighting?
No, what I'm saying, nobody's fighting. No, the point I'm saying that nobody's fighting you. Federal government is not fighting you. I had, but yet I concentrated about doing governance.
But Wike is fighting for.
No, how is he fighting for? How?
All the political issues.
What is the political issue in politics?
Governor Wike.
Listen, in politics.
Who is the leader of the PDP? I asked you the question the other day.
What's the leadership?
Chief Bode George yesterday said that he will ask you to allow Sim Fubara to run, that he is the leader of the PDP in the state. Would you agree? That's an elder in the party.
Let me tell you, it's something I read on pages of newspaper. I don't know whether it's correct. I read that people say that Tinubu should come into order. I don't believe he said so. I don't believe he said so. But if he said so, how do I take it when this is the man who said if Tinubu wins, he will leave the country?
Shouldn't the president call you to?
No. Sit down. Never told.
No, Minister.
No, listen, I said I don't believe he said so. But assuming he said so, how will you take it? A man who said if Tinubu becomes governor, he will leave the country. And in December now, who is now telling the same Tinubu he will leave the country to come into order? Two, this, like I said, I don't believe so. But assuming do not consider, he said so. Now, he cannot say leadership. I don't know, that's inside the provision of the Constitution. But that's not the point. Governor is leader, so what does that got to do with me? Am I dragging anything? Does it mean that if he's the leader of the party, and I said, okay, you're the leader of the party, but I want this man to be party chairman. He said, does not want the man to be party chairman. So I will say, because the leader of the party says so, I should not pursue the interest of the man I wanted to be party chairman. I've never seen people talk this way. How? All it depends. Let's go to the Congress.
Governor Wike,
let's go to the
you have seen not
yeah,
let me take you to the panel of inquiry and what are your thoughts? Okay. I mean, whether or not that is going to be the same line of action that you would take when that kind of violence is unleashed. But you have still not been able to condemn what happened yesterday.
Oh, how do you want me to? I said, no true person will not condemn that. How do you want me to condemn? I've told you, who will support violence? Who will support destruction?
Are you able to tell your supporters not to be involved?
My supporters, I don't know, hearing me that nobody should be able to support that. No true Nigerian, no true River State should. Is it when you see me naked, that's when you will know that I am not in support of it? Now you talk about panel of inquiry. The governor said that this is the handwork of his political opponent.
Could it be you?
No, but having known them, what are something of a panel of inquiry? You know them. All you need to call police, arrest them, charge them for arson. You know them. You have said so. So what is the basis of judicial panel of inquiry? I know them. Look, I have told our lawyers this afternoon. Go ahead and set aside those rubbish. That's rubbish. Complete rubbish. Who takes that?
You mean the local government elections?
No, not about local government elections. It's the matters in court. I don't comment about matters that are in court.
What are you asking them to set aside?
No, what is called what do you call this? What do you call them? Judicial, what do you call it?
Panel of inquiry.
Inquiry what? When the governor knows. What do you want to inquire? You
have told the lawyers to counter what the governor has said.
No, the governor said that he knows is that political opponents did this. So what are you setting up panel of inquiry again?
So why would you now move go around to the court to set?
No, it is a waste of resources.
Why would you allow him to just?
He's
the governor.
No, listen.
Did anybody do that to you?
No, I didn't know them. So that's why I have to set a panel of inquiry to find out what happened. It's not that now that you know that they are political opponents. So what are you setting up panel of inquiry for? You know that Shehu did this. You know that Joseph is the one who did this. You know that Peter was the one who did this. So what are something panel of inquiry for?
Let me ask you quickly.
Yes.
You as a live bencher and a very senior member of the bar.
Yes.
You saw what is happening with the judiciary.
Yes.
Are you worried about what is going on? Because the escalation of the political crisis is also partly could be blamed on the judiciary.
No, let me tell you something. And I continue to see it's an opportunity, I must say clearly. And I'm one of those that I will never fear for anything. I will speak the truth and nothing but the truth. Now let me tell you, people talk about the independence of the judiciary. Everybody accepts that. But the problem I have, judiciary itself, you don't want to accept that independence. I have never in my wildest dream that as a head of court, as the leader of the judiciary, I will accept what is going on today. The blackmail against judges and justices. Let me just tell you the truth. It's so unfortunate. I watch today. Your lawyers will not do the case well for you. You fall back to blackmail judiciary. You put it on the television. You call it a judge, a rogue. You say, oh, they should remove so judge. And then you sit as a head of court and listen to that. I will not do that. There are procedures. If you think any judge has done anything wrong, write a petition to the NJC. You don't blackmail the judges and justices by bringing it on television. Then you now go back. Now, let me tell you something. In River State High Court, let me show you. River State High Court, over 30 cases by the surrogates of the governor, and all of them. They have expert order 1, expert order 2, expert order 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expert orders every day. We have never one day gone on television to say this justice or this judge is corrupt. No. All we do, they are not the final court. And our lawyers have always told us, listen, you have given us this matter. The day we hear you, go to television, go to social media, or sponsor to castigate the judges or justices. We will give you back your file. Allow us to go and talk the law in court. We don't talk law. So the point I'm making is that judiciary should also help themselves by saying, look, you cannot blackmail us. If a judge gives a judgment, it's not a final judgment.
Governor Wike,
you go and appeal.
Yeah, we are totally out of time. And I'd like you to, in 30 seconds, if you can give your final thought. Because as it is right now, Governor Fubara said yesterday on this program that he's willing, for the sake of peace, to do anything. Can you also commit to the people of Rivers State to say you will do everything to allow for peace? And what would that be?
Peace when you obey rule of law. That is peace when you say you obey court judgment.
What will Wike do?
What Wike is
to
going
allow
to
for
do?
Peace.
Obey court judgment. Allow the rule of law to prevail. Because if you don't obey the court judgment, if you don't adhere to rule of law, you are bringing anarchy.
All right.
Mr. President has said judiciary. You see, let me tell you. I told you, I know you are out of time, but I told you I had a problem in 2015. When the elections were nullified, I didn't take the laws into my hand.
Right.
So everybody, what can bring peace in this country is obedience to the rule of law. Subject yourself to the rule of law, not the rule of power.
Yeah. We're totally out of time. Thank you so much indeed, FCT Minister and former Rivers State Governor. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight. But that's our show for today, everyone. Apologies for crossing over to the other side of the time. I'm Sean Akimaloye. God bless Nigeria.